Predators only attack those who seem worth the shot. If you appear harmless, you fly under the radar and get to the prize first. You don't need to fight for the spotlight to win. You need to learn to walk low, speak little, and deliver when no one is expecting it. Camouflage isn't weakness. It's a cost-saving strategy. You conserve energy while others waste ammunition trying to take down the one who shouts. Those who appear small choose their time to grow. Those who show off too early collect arrows. The game is simple and dangerous. You leave the stage with those who need an audience and occupy the wings where real decisions are made. Politeness has its limits. Silence observes. Revelation only when the outcome can no longer be denied. This is how the harmless becomes inevitable. If this would have saved you from a silly competition or sabotage, leave a comment about a situation where staying quiet would have cost less than proving a point. And if you want to learn how to use this advantage cleanly, appearing light, acting heavy, building without noise, sign up now. Let's get started. Target weight. Showing strength too early attracts attack. The sooner you turn on the spotlight, the sooner the room fills with archers. It's the same at work, at home, and among friends. A victory displayed in its infancy awakens an appetite that wasn't there a minute before. People who had no plan suddenly have a reason. Neutrals become commentators. Lukewarm allies discover the comfort of judging you. The mistake isn't winning. It's asking for an audience before the act is over. There's a quieter path. Instead of putting out the fire, you keep it contained, like an iron furnace. Growing heat, closed door, no smoke on the street. The flame only appears when it's already a controlled blaze, when the surrounding environment depends on it for warmth. Until then, you learn to love the shade, not like someone shrinking, but like someone saving breath. The shade doesn't rob you of greatness. It gives you back time. The need to prove something is a hunger that smells from afar. It demands screenshots, updates, opinions you don't need. It's always disguised as sharing, but what it really wants is applause. And early applause buys enemies you have no obligation to feed. If you listen closely to this hunger, you realize it rises in your throat just as the work has begun to move forward. It's time to swallow hard and let the project go 3 nights without an audience. 3 nights where no one needs to celebrate, only you need to consolidate. You know it's time to speak when victory doesn't require a lawyer, when the facts stand upright without discourse, when no phone call can undo it, no gossip can erase it, no "let's discuss it further" can change what's already agreed. And, most importantly, when the price has already been paid, risk absorbed, receipt saved, return path sealed. That's when you turn on the light for a second, say a short sentence, and place the document on the table. Those who wanted to debate arrive late. Those who wanted to pull the rug out from under them find themselves nailed to the ground. Until then, learn to operate in compartments. Those who don't subscribe don't need to know. Those who can't bear the risk don't need to give their opinion. Too much information has a scent. It attracts hunters. The right information in the right circle passes like a cold wind through a warm room. No one notices, but it changes the air. And when they demand an update to satisfy their own curiosity, smile, change the subject, and let the silence work in your favor. The curious disarm. The malicious lose their edge. Think of it like a ghost ship. You sail through the night without a flag, without fanfare, without responding to signals. You don't attract the attention of other lighthouses. You don't discuss your route on the high seas. You only appear in port when the hold is heavy. It's too late for pursuit, too early for negotiation. The entire sea can comment, doesn't move cargo. Between one step and the next, notice how peace grows. By choosing the time, you also choose the enemies you won't have, and those who remain, because there always are. Find a different terrain. No stage, no emotion, no wall to project intentions. There is only what has been done. And in the face of what has been done, even those who underestimated you need to recalibrate. If some part of you still craves noise, offer yourself a brief experiment. 7 days of operational silence. Work as if no one is watching, because no one relevant is. At the end, if it's impossible to deny, speak once and hand in the receipt. Everything worthy of respect learns to grow in the dark. Everything that needs applause to exist was born small and wants to drag you along. Choose your harbor. The rest can swim. The mask of politeness. Treat yourself well, but never overoffer yourself. Being mistaken for a good guy is the shortest route to becoming a doormat. In family, in relationships, at work, the more you offer yourself without criteria, the more they turn your goodwill into obligation. It's not that people are bad, it's that the system learns quickly. If the door is always open, traffic becomes an invasion. The right camouflage here isn't submission. It's firm politeness. Treat them well, look them in the eye, be polite, and at the same time, define where your delivery begins and ends. Kindness without clarity invites exploitation. The mature approach is simple. You define what's appropriate and for how long, and end it there. You don't promise what you can't keep. You don't apologize for protecting what keeps your life going. The clearer the outline, the less room there is for just today, just a quickie. You're so helpful. Politeness remains. Abuse loses its oxygen. The secret is in the greeting. Say it once. Do it 3 times. Reputation is born from the pattern, not the phrase. The 3rd repetition ends the test because everyone understands that there is no loophole hidden in emotional justifications. There are no justifications. There is agreement and a deadline. And when someone tries to turn your clarity into blame, breathe and return to the map. This is the limit. This is the window. This is the criterion. No drama, no escalation. Silk glove to the touch, iron fist to the contour. Observe how the environment reorganizes. Those who benefited from your excess will call it coldness. Those who respect it recognize it. Security. The house is quieter because you've become predictable. Work flows because demand now comes with context and responsibility. And you regain hours that were previously wasted on poorly formulated requests. Try it for 7 days. Keep the cordiality intact, and, with each order, add form, scope, and time, and end when it ends. Then tell me in the comments which situation stopped becoming abuse once you exchanged diffuse goodwill for politeness with contours. Silence as a weapon. He who speaks less saves ammunition. Over-explaining is opening up a vulnerability map. Every detail you spill to be understood becomes ammunition in the wrong hands. A partner who distorts, a friend who passes it on, a relative who demands it. The anxiety of proving one's point turns a conversation into a courtroom, and prosecuting attorneys appear from where you least expect it. Stop here. The goal isn't to win the narrative, it's to not give it away for free. Silence is not weakness, it's strategic economy. Those who speak little observe a lot. Those who speak a lot negotiate their own defense before being attacked. In the void, the other must sustain themselves without your material. And it's in this effort that fissures emerge. Contradictions, projections, empty promises, poorly concealed guilt. You don't win through eloquence. You win through the lack of fuel you offer the fire. Enforce a 24-hour protocol. In difficult conversations, limit yourself to short phrases, 10 words or less. Count on your fingers. Take a breath before answering. If the question comes across as biased, return with a simple, factual statement. If you're pushed toward emotion, return to form. Time, context, consequence. What seems like little is actually enough. 10 words sustain a suit. The rest is just the stage. Notice what happens when your speech becomes thin. Silence creates a speed of revelation. People who depend on drama need to fill the void with versions, justifications, convenient memories. You take notes, compare, and notice patterns that were previously lost in the noise. Tension tries to pull you into a defensive monologue. Don't go. 10 words. Pause. A calm gaze. A calm lake. No one knows its depth until they sink. There will be attempts to blame you for being cold or difficult to talk to. This echoes a system that has always relied on its excessive detail to manipulate the outcome. Education doesn't require long paragraphs. It requires clarity, rhythm, and boundaries. Say little, repeat the same thing, end early. 3 repetitions and expectations change. Anyone who wants to talk to you learns to bring facts, not fire. If you recognize that you explain to be accepted and pay for it, write in the comments in 10 words. What topic will you address under this protocol in the next 24 hours? The exercise is not muteness, it is command. Whoever stocks ammunition chooses when to shoot. And almost always, when they choose, they don't even need to. Underestimating is a gift. Let them believe that you are not a danger. The need to prove your worth is an elegant trap. The more you demonstrate, the more people feel called to measure you. The game changes when you abandon the showcase and embrace the shadow. Being underestimated is a gift because it frees up 3 resources that the vain never have: time, margin, and silence. Time to build without interruption. Margin to adjust course without an audience judging every deviation. Silence so that other people's intentions are revealed by contrast. While you don't react, each person's true purpose emerges. The key is to separate ego from objective. Ego wants immediate trophies. Objective wants sustainable status. When you starve your vanity, hunger becomes focus. The colleague who celebrates public micro-victories continues wasting ammunition in hallway fights, while you accumulate steps that can only be denied once, after they're ready. It's not passivity, it's a silent operation. You trade appearance for existence. The method is simple. For small matters, cede the stage. For essential matters, occupy the room. Let them choose the restaurant, applaud themselves for irrelevant details, and dispute who came up with the project title. Your energy stays where it hurts. Contract, deadline, cash flow, responsibility. When the supporting part of the structure is under your control, the rest becomes decoration. Decoration yields photography. Structure yields power. The secret lies in the timing of the revelation. If you reveal it too early, you become a target. If you reveal it too late, it seems opportunistic. Show it at a moment when reality doesn't accept a contrary narrative. When the numbers are finalized, when the document has been signed, when the risk has already been paid. Until then, keep your presence low-calorie. The chameleon doesn't change its nature, only its color. It crosses the clearing without exciting predators. In the right forest, it bares its teeth and finishes what it started. At work, this means reducing explanations and increasing delivery trails. Instead of loudly promising schedules, make the clock work for you. Deliver discrete milestones that, when added together, become a fait accompli. The loud ones draw attention at the beginning of the project. You call attention at its end. when it's too late to boycott. The bureaucracy that loved to entangle you in committees now faces something ready, useful, and in use. Destroying it costs more than accepting it. In a family, tactics defuse blood feuds. When you stop competing for attention and start solving the real issues, that old, untidy bill, that forgotten process, that task no one wanted, the comparison loses its power. Those who needed you to step into the ring are left talking to themselves because the ring is empty. The quiet coup, delivered off stage, reorganizes the hierarchy without you raising your voice. In close relationships, being underestimated cuts through blackmail. The other person expects you to react to keep the dance of test and response going. By not reacting and moving on with the things that matter, you remove the fuel. If there was provocation to draw you into debate, it dries up. If there was disdain to keep you small, it becomes useless when you grow out of the game. Those who wanted to fight for the stage lose their jobs. Those who wanted to walk together understand the rhythm. There are risks, and they must be managed. The first is the leakage of superiority. Accepting being underestimated isn't treating others with disdain. It's treating them with kindness and little information. If your silence slips into irony, you spark unnecessary competition. Firm politeness, always. The second risk is turning camouflage into an excuse for indecision. Camouflage isn't delaying, it's acting without announcement. The timeline remains real, and the ruler continues to measure cost, time, coherence. Your internal language changes. You stop thinking, "I need to show I know," and start thinking, "I need to make sure it works." You replace "I'll prove it" with "I'll close it." You replace "I'll convince" with "I'll execute." And the discipline that sustains this is the receipt. Everything you do leaves a verifiable trail: dates, confirmations, documented adjustments. Applause buys seconds. The receipt buys silence. Other people's silence isn't humiliation. It's a tacit acknowledgement that there's nothing to discuss. In the body, the sign is that of economy. People who need to prove themselves live fast, with broad gestures and bloated speech. People who embrace the shadow conserve energy, breathe according to their own time, and measure their words. The impact is twofold. You tire less and observe more. Observation fuels strategy. It's in silence that you map true allies, those who disappear from the stage but appear in the delivery, and identify predators of light, those who disappear in the delivery but appear to share credit. The shadow gives you this map. When the essential arrives, you appear with a decision ready, a defined route, resources allocated, consequences predicted. There's no need to announce victory. Victory has already arrived with the document. Those who laughed now ask for instructions. Those who ignored you now ask how to proceed. You don't humiliate. You simply follow. And following, at this point, is what commands respect. Because genuine respect isn't born from talk. It's born from the weight of something that's working. If you want to put this into practice now, choose a single small dispute that consumes your week: title choice, decorations, route preference, and let it pass. Spend the same energy on the hardcore: deadlines, numbers, security. 7 days from now, compare the results. Less friction, more progress. If you accept the commitment, record in a line, without names, which theatrical dispute you will ignore and which solid delivery you will put in its place. The chameleon passes. The hunter reaches the forest. By the time they open their eyes, you will have crossed. The quiet strike. Finish in the dark, not on stage. Public debate is theater. Every rant has 7 hidden intentions. Every applause fuels the ego of those who don't want to resolve anything. Respect isn't born on a lit stage. It's born when you change the structure away from the audience. A successful coup doesn't try to win arguments. It makes the argument irrelevant. Stop here. Replace emotion with protocol. First, take the oxygen out of the drama. No large groups, no hallway listeners. No, let's see what everyone thinks. One-on-one. Keep your voice low. Second, compress the case into a single, verifiable fact with date and context. It was agreed this way. It was delivered this way. No moral judgment, no adjectives. The clock speaks better than you. Third, apply the consequence that was already foreseen before the conflict. Don't reschedule, redistribute responsibility. Shorten access. Those who expect improvisation lose the tool when they encounter procedure. At work, this ends storms in 60 seconds. Has the meeting turned into a circus? You close the curtain. Speak directly to the person in charge. Briefly outline the decisions. Re-establish deadlines. And, if necessary, reassign the task. The stage actor loses his charm when the scene changes to a checklist. What once required lengthy defenses is resolved with 3 recorded lines. Scalpel, not hammer. In the family, the method is an antidote to gossip and triangulation. Instead of responding in a group and putting on a show for those who don't get any consequences, you speak to the right person just once. Record the fact. We agreed on such and such a day, and something else happened. And without shouting, you exchange the stage for the door. Don't reschedule that meeting. Reduce exposure for a while. Refuse the next unfounded emergency. The message isn't about love or heartbreak. It's about engineering coexistence. In close relationships, keeping the blow quiet avoids the "let's talk forever" trap. Those who thrive on emotion pull you into an endless dance of justifications and edited memories. Not you. Fact, decision, consequence, and a silence that lasts long enough to establish the new pattern. If the person wants to rebuild, they'll have to learn to operate in your mode, without an audience, with proof, within the time frame. If they don't, you've already reinforced the castle's locks. There's a common temptation to use this precision as revenge. Don't fall for it. The scalpel is there to stop the situation, not to show off. Consequences must be proportional, predictable, and, preferably, reversible through a new pattern of behavior. The strength of the method lies in its neutrality. You don't punish. You calibrate the system until it works smoothly. Document as if you were caring for yourself. A single email, a call summary, a simple note, aligned on such and such a day. Next step, such and such. If not, alternative X. What was once your memory against the theater of others becomes a trail of iron, and a trail doesn't argue. It guides. If you want to turn this into action now, choose a single recurring argument and announce to yourself, no audience, one fact, one consequence. Do it for the next 24 hours and observe the sound you get. Leave a comment without naming names. Which argument will you remove from the stage this week? And what will be the concrete consequence when they try to reenact it? When the venue understands that with you, noise doesn't buy attention and procedure buys the final result, no one takes notice. You've already passed. When you master the art of appearing harmless, the map changes. The noise goes to those seeking the spotlight. The route goes to those who walk low. You suppress the flame until it becomes a controlled blaze. Are courteous without offering yourself. Speak little and observe a lot. Accept being underestimated to work in peace, and end discussions offstage with action and consequences. It's not cowardice, it's power geometry. The goal isn't to appear big, it's to be inevitable. Consider this a short ritual for the week. Hold on to a victory until it's irrefutable, irreversible, and already paid for. Communicate a limit with firm politeness and stick to it 3 times. Reduce difficult conversations to 10 words and a clock. Ignore a minor dispute and direct energy toward the essential. Close an old conversation with a fact and a pre-planned consequence. Those who needed to target you miss the target. Those who needed your noise lose the tool. When they call your camouflage a weakness, smile and walk. Chameleon in the clearing. Silk glove with an iron fist. Calm lake holding depth. Scalpel ready for the right cut. These are different images of the same discipline. Appearing light, acting heavy, finishing in silence. Respect is born when the result arrives without asking for applause. If anything here sparked your strategy, write in the comments in 1 line. What quiet trick will you pull this week? And what will be the concrete consequences if they try to reenact the old play? If you want more cold-blooded lessons like this, stick around. Those who learn to fly under the radar won't need to defend themselves. They just need to arrive. And by the time they notice, you'll already be past.